In today's Daily Bees, Da Nang focuses on IT personnel to attract more investment. Vietnam consumer finance, a lucrative market for investors. And later on, Ho Chi Minh City seeks to reduce reliance on imported input materials. Hello, and you are watching Daily Bees brought to you by VTV International. I'm Minh Chang, and first off, let's start with some updates on the stock market. Both bourses of the Vietnamese Stock Exchange closed in green after the last trading sessions of this week. At the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, the benchmark VN Index advanced 2.42 points to finish at 576.82 points. The VN30, however, retreated 3.06 points to stop at 16.85 points. Over 74.4 million shares were traded on these boards at a total value of more than $57.6 million. Meanwhile, on the Hanoi Stock Exchange, the HNX index edged off 0.24 points to close at 77.58 points. Nearly $19.8 million was spent at the Northern Bourse to trade over 35.5 million shares. Unlisted companies also saw their stock prices go up as the Upcom index slightly gained 0.12 points to close at 46.94 points. And after the stock market updates, let's take a look at the 5 biggest gainers and losers of the day. You're watching Daily Bees. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has asked ministries, agencies and localities to accelerate the application of information technology in state management, especially in the fields of health, education, tax and customs. Presiding over the first plenary meeting of the National Committee on IT this Thursday, Dũng highlighted the importance of IT application to the country's socio-economic development. He directed ministries and agencies to further develop the IT sector with a focus on human resources infrastructures and application, creating a momentum for national socio-economic growth and improving the country's economy's competitive edge. Da Nang has been hailed as one of the country's leading IT hubs, with software export turnover growing from $1 billion in 2006 to $25 billion in 2013. To keep up with this fast pace of development, Da Nang will have to improve the professionalism and skills of its human resources. More in the following report.
It's 9 a.m. at this software company in Da Nang, and workers are discussing their jobs for the day. They work directly with their clients using software known as Agile Scrum, a popular process that helps produce higher productivity and quality.
Yeah, it's actually true. The labor costs here in Vietnam are not anymore that cheap that we could say we are one of the cheapest software developer country in the world. But there are some solutions what we can do against that, and our approach is to deliver quality. We have to make sure that the product we are building face the quality expectation of our customers. So far we reached that. We could do because of the good stuff we could recruit here, but also with our methodology, the Agile Scrum-based project management methodology that helped us a lot.
Back in 2000, Vietnam was working mainly on simple and low-cost software, as competition from companies in the region like Malaysia, the Philippines, and India grows. Da Nang software enterprises have raced to renovate to create more high-quality products. However, to attract more investment, equipping IT personnel with language and soft skill is a priority now.
I think what is really outstanding in Da Nang and in Vietnam as a whole is the culture of the people, which makes it for us very, very nice to work together with them. It has surely also to do with the high educational level of the people in the company, but I think that the Vietnamese friendliness and open culture makes it a real joy every time we come here and gives us the feeling that we are very welcome here, and this is very nice.
Models like capability, maturity, model integration, and SCOM are useful. They help enterprises to get to know various kinds of processes and attract more investors.
As the nation's second centralized IT zone, Da Nang has planted itself on the map leading cities in software exports. In the city's software park, there are 58 domestic and more than 10 foreign enterprises specializing in IT and digital content, and Da Nang is pushing hard to train human resources and cement its position in the region.
In other news, Vietnam disbursements of foreign direct investment, or FDI, was estimated at $5.75 billion in the first half of this year, according to data from the Foreign Investment Agency under the Ministry of Planning and Investment. As of June the 25th, Vietnam has attracted $6.85 billion in FDI inflows, including both newly registered capital and additional funds.
During the period, Vietnam issued business licenses to 656 new FDI projects worth $4.85 billion and allowed 219 operating FDI projects to increase capital. The manufacturing and processing sector attracted the most overseas investment, with 326 new projects and total registered capital of $4.8 billion, accounting for over 70% of total FDI inflow. The construction sector ranked second with 58 new projects worth $465.4 billion, followed by the property and healthcare sectors. The FDI sector maintained its leading position in the country's import-export activities, hitting $47.82 billion in the first half of the year, an increase of 16.6% on year.
Strong growth in both revenue and expenditure shows that the people's living standards have improved dramatically, and along with their level of spending, this promises to create a large market for consumer finance in the near future.
Consumer finance is a new industry in Vietnam. Traditional banks usually offer large-scale loans and rely heavily on collateral. In contrast, consumer finance companies target customers looking for short-term loans with no collateral. Many people do not qualify for bank loans because of the strict requirements, so instead they turn to finance companies. Luxury goods, high-tech products, and scooters have always had tremendous appeal in the Vietnamese market. Research has found that only 12.24% of Vietnamese people can refrain from shopping until they save enough money. The consumer finance playground promises to attract more and more companies and organizations to participate in the future as Vietnam's economy overcomes the crisis and the government issues more policies to support the development of this field.
And before we continue, let's take a look at the foreign exchange rates. Welcome back. Many of Ho Chi Minh City's export sectors, such as textile, footwear, and software, have to import input materials. Faced with an urgent need for reduced dependence on imported input materials, authorities in Ho Chi Minh cities are implementing short and long-term measures to have exporters meet the requirements of international agreements. At the same time, local firms can become more independent in their value chains.
To produce computers, this company has to import 100% of its components from China. The company's owners say that China is their favorite component supplier due to low prices. In order to reduce its dependence on the supply, the company is negotiating terms with suppliers from other countries that may mean it will have to pay 10% more for the same components. We are trying to partner with other producers to see if there is a better way. We hope to receive short-term favorable policies in component tax and import tax so that our efforts will pay off. Textiles and footwear account for a large proportion of Ho Chi Minh City's export value. However, 70% of these sectors' input materials are imported from predominantly China, followed by Korea, Thailand, and Japan. Although these sectors are aware of the importance of support industries, they have been slow to develop, and a short-term solution is needed to find new suppliers.
Enterprises have to find clean and quality insured inputs from the domestic market. At present, most of our inputs are imported from China. We are actively looking for new suppliers. We are looking forward to policies that give incentives to foreign investors in these sectors.
Strong domestic support industries will be key for Made in Vietnam products to meet the TPP's requirements, which stipulates that 60% of the value of Vietnamese products must be sourced from and produced within the country. Textile companies in Ho Chi Minh City are now laying the foundations for domestic support industries. For example, the Ziding Textile Company is cooperating with IG Company to invest in a textile factory, which will provide the firm with input materials. According to the Association of Garments, Textile, Embroidery and Knitting, links between domestic firms are important for their independence and input sources.
In the near future, we need to accelerate links between domestic firms. This is a big task for the association, and we hope to target collaboration between suppliers and producers.
Ho Chi Minh City authorities are also implementing specific measures to build support industries.
We have wanted to develop support industry for years. However, this has been very challenging. We're now drafting a new plan to develop these industries. Export processing zones, industrial zones have located hundreds of hectares for support industries, but specific plans are yet to be agreed upon.
Support industries are expected to change Ho Chi Minh City's industries for the years to come. And these sectors will create favorable conditions for local firms to operate and lead to an independent economy.
Now, Ho Chi Minh City has revoked the licenses of 209 property projects, which have progressed at a snail's pace following a series of inspections conducted since early 2013. Those projects occupy a combined area of more than 2,300 hectares, according to the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee. There are nearly 1,400 housing projects covering more than 11,700 hectares in the city. Completed developments make up a mere 13%, and only 15% of the projects are under construction. However, there is some good news, as more than 6,900 apartments have found buyers with a total value of 11.85 trillion Vietnamese dong. And that's piece of news wrap up our Daily Beast today. Thank you very much for watching, and you can always rewatch our program and get other updates simply by logging on to vtv4.vn. Thank you and goodbye.